So today we're going to work on the awning first. I have here cerulean blue and white. It's going to keep it simple, and we'll put some maybe some kind of a warm color in there as well. Maybe stripes in warm color, a little bit of a hint of warm color. So I'm just going to take medium tone, kind of medium white, cerulean blue, white, and let's kind of just cover this part in cerulean blue and white, and we will highlight. It's okay if it overlaps a bit with the green. This is a nice thing about color. You just put it on and see how you want to continue. You want to do a stripe, you don't want a stripe, you want some red in there or no red. I'm just adding right now a bit of white to my blue and just kind of doing a light and dark blue stripe, kind of in light and dark, and we'll see. If we want to add more colors in there. Usually if I'm not sure about the colors, I do the rest. I add the rest of the colors around, and that will give me a good idea of what I need to add. It's better. Okay. I'm turning the bottom part of the awning a bit, like giving it a slight kind of round bottom part here instead of straight. Just kind of give it a softer look. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm just going to try to soften the color at the bottom of the chair as well, using the same. Wow, yeah, makes a big difference. Yep, much better. I'll let this dry and then we'll come back and start I'll start putting the plants. Okay, so now I have here cerulean blue, white, cadmium red light, cadmium red medium, and cadmium yellow light. So the cadmium red, the reds are for the pink that we're going to use here for the flowers, and the blue and yellow is to make light green, to highlight the green. So I'm going to start using, working on the pots, putting some flowers in here. I like to mix my reds together and add white. Sometimes cadmium red medium, not sometimes, always. Cadmium red medium will give you a different pink than cadmium red light. It's a bit more, a lot more pink than the cadmium red light. So kind of have, it's kind of having different pinks is a nice thing. It's nice to have different pinks in here. All right, so this is cadmium red and light and medium together. More of the medium with white, and I'm going to just start with this one here, the corner of my brush. It will dry darker. I'm going to try using the corner of my flat or bright brush and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then I will change to a round brush. All right, and then maybe some here. Now, pink and blue is really nice together. So this pot here has blue behind it. I'm going to take more white, put it in. Okay, and let's put some light pink in here. Okay. Now, clean my brush. And take, take cerulean blue and yellow. That will give me a very light green, or like a summer green. And let's highlight the green here. Again, let's highlight this one. We don't have to cover the dark completely, the dark green. It's okay to see some dark green showing through. Now, let's use a small brush. I'm going to take a little bit of red. Just put a kind of a center on some of these flowers, just these ones here. So not all of the flowers will look the same. And let's do the same again. Light green. For this one, I changed my brush. I'm using a round one. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Okay. And now I'm going to add a bit of white to the green. And highlight the green as well, again, in certain areas, not everywhere. Again, with a little bit of darker pink. Let's put a bit of some kind of a center just to anchor these flowers here. Okay. I'm going to pause for a minute. Okay, now let's work on the one up here, and it's the same. I'm going to highlight with the same idea. cerulean blue and yellow. And I'm going to take yellow. Let's put a bit of cadmium red light in it. And we'll give us a very, kind of a toned down yellow in here. Now if I take red and put the red and yellow, and I take in some blue, it's going to give me a toned down kind of green because of the red. It's a different green than the one I was using before. It's a muted green, kind of. That's right. Just white. Just adding a little bit of yellow as well. Now one more pot to go, and it's this one here. This one I need to use a bigger brush with this one, and I'm going to start with this pink here, cadmium red light and white instead of the cadmium red medium. This pink, cadmium red light and white is more bright. It's brighter than the red medium. Now, let's put some green. Can also add a bit of white. I mix my white with a bit of green and just kind of here or there, little dots, and just makes it more interesting. And what I'm going to do is take blue, just cerulean blue, and white, and put some of the cerulean blue and white in here, and also a little bit in here. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to take red and I'm going to put a tiny bit of white in it, not much, just a little bit, with my round brush. Add some red in here. A thin line doesn't have to be wide, strong. Just makes it a little bit more interesting and more lively. Right, let's see. Let's take a wider round brush. And I'm just going to highlight a couple of these right here with cadmium red light, I'm sorry, cadmium yellow light and cerulean blue. I'm using a round brush.
Zoom down a bit so we can see what you're doing.
Sorry, there we go. Thank you.
Okay, I see where you are.
Thank you.
Okay. Just the blue and the yellow layout?
Yeah, just cadmium yellow light and blue. And I'm just adding a little bit of white right now. Just a couple, not much. I don't like this brush. It's not.
In the garbage. No. I said we won't throw them in the garbage though. We'll try and use them again.
Yeah. It's the shape. The round shape is not working for me. I like using the corner of the flat or the the bright.
Like that, I agree.
Okay. All right. Now, in the reference, the flowers or the plant over the door has lots of pink in it, flowers. There. So I'm actually going to put this pink in here. I like it. That's cadmium red medium. I'm going to use both. Cadmium red medium and cadmium red light. Okay. This is the darker part. This is the first layer and it has more of a dark color, pink, and then I will highlight this. Okay. While this is drying, I'm going to make some more green. And I'm going to add it here. Some of these greens need a bit of sap green in here. This is sap green. This is like a glaze. So I'm just glazing a little bit the green in some areas. Darker green. Make my green watery. There, kind of transparent. Because everything looked too light, too highlighted. So I'm just gonna now put a couple of greens here and there, highlighted ones. This is if you lose the depth, the darks. So you can just glaze some green on and go back and highlight certain areas. Gives it a much more interesting depth than having everything highlighted and floating. Especially where the focal point is. I'm going to go back to the pink and I'm going to use cadmium red light with white. I'm just going to add a couple of little highlights to the pink I have here. This is cadmium red light and white. I'm going to take now raw umber. Just raw umber. Round brush, small one. Put some water in my raw umber. Same for this one here. Sorry, too big. Okay. All right, let's do this again. More water. And let's take it from here. And I'm going to put a round detail here, like a dot. That's what I was trying to do before. I will highlight this in a minute. I will fix this part here in a minute. For now, we're good. I'm going to pause for a minute. Right. All right, so what I'm trying to do here is show a bit of sand around the pot. So I'm using ultramarine violet, Naples yellow, and Payne's gray with white. So I'm not using white, not Payne's gray. I'm sorry. This is raw umber. So I'm using raw umber, a little bit of raw umber, ultramarine violet, and Naples yellow. So I used, it's like a first layer, it's like a glaze. Just put the glaze over in certain areas around here, behind the chair, so it's darker behind the chair. And make it kind of look bumpy a bit, so it's not, it's sand. Again, ultramarine violet, a little bit of raw umber. Again here, give this area here a bit of a uneven. surface. Now I'm going to take, okay, let's take Naples yellow and ultramarine violet, just using a round brush. A little bit of white. It's turning too, it's turning a little bit too yellow. Just adding a tiny bit of white in there with ultramarine violet. It is a darker sand. It's in the shade. This is raw umber. My brush still has ultramarine violet on it, and some of the Naples yellow, just a little bit, and I'm making it into a glaze. So it's quite a bit of water in here. Darkening a little bit behind the pot. This is raw umber, Naples yellow, ultramarine violet, white. And I am using a glaze, so it's not heavy paint. Okay. Okay, so now for the palm, or the hint of palm trees in there. I'm just going to use the same color I have right now. Sap green, cadmium yellow light, touch of red in there. And just kind of go in and bring some of these highlights in so they're not too harsh. It's right now it looks a bit too strong, but let's soften all this. Yeah, that's much better. This is just a same brush I was using before. Just adding a couple of highlights to soften the dark green in here. All right, let's put a handle. I'm just going to use the, actually, you know what? I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to use the raw umber and cadmium red light with raw umber just to make it more on rust color. Okay. Let's put a door handle right here. Can put one. Could be straight. Could be this one. I'm giving it a little bit of a movement. You take a tiny bit of the Naples yellow I have here, mix it with the color, and then just give the handle a bit of highlight here and there so it's not too dark. And with ultramarine violet, tiny bit of raw umber, really small amount, and make it into a glaze. Let's put a little bit of a, can hardly see it, being so careful. Shadow in here, very small amount, nothing, not too strong. All right. That's good. Now, since we are still painting, I'm just going to take white. That's it for the handle. We're good. I'm going to take white and a bit of cerulean blue. Take white, put in cerulean blue. Basically get the color of the sky, kind of. Doesn't have to be exactly the same. With a round brush, I'm gonna come here. Just cerulean blue and white. And I'm gonna open up this in between the leaves. You know, sometimes we add too much green. This is a great way of fixing this, making it softer. Doesn't have to be, you know, 100%, just a little bit. If you want to do that, you don't have to. But if you feel like it's you lost, if you feel like the green up here is too much, heavy, then this is a great way of making it softer. Okay. Right, we're done with this project. All right, so this project is done, but I would like to add a couple of different details in here. Maybe a boat in the sea, and some pattern or detail on the chair. That for this I will be recording last part of this video, and I will upload it later on.